Ankara, historically known as Ankara and Angora, is the capital of Turkey. Located in the central part of Anatolia, the city has a population of 4.5 million in its urban center and over 5.6 million in Ankara province, making it Turkey's second largest city after Istanbul, serving as the capital of the ancient Celtic state of Galatia, and then the Angora Vilayet. The historical center of Ankara is a rocky hill rising 150 meters over the left bank of the Ankara River, a tributary of the Sakarya River. The hill remains crowned by the ruins of Ankara Castle. Although few of its outworks have survived, there are well-preserved examples of Roman and Ottoman architecture throughout the city. The most remarkable being the 20 BC Temple of Augustus in Rome that boasts the monumentum Ansaranum, the inscription recording the res gestae Divi Augusti. On the 23rd of April 1920, the Grand National Assembly of Turkey was established in Ankara, which became the headquarters of the Turkish national movement during the Turkish War of Independence. Ankara became the new Turkish capital upon the establishment of the Republic on the 29th of October 1923. Succeeding in this role the former Turkish capital Istanbul following the fall of the Ottoman Empire. The government is a prominent employer, but Ankara is also an important commercial and industrial city, located at the center of Turkey's road and railway networks. The city gave its name to the Angora wool shorn from Angora rabbits, the long-haired Angora goat per head. The orthography of the name Ankara has varied over the ages. It has been identified with the Hittite cult center Ankuvas, although this remains a matter of debate. In classical antiquity and during the medieval period, the city was known as Ankara in Greek and Ankara in Latin. The Galatian Celtic name was probably a similar variant. Following its annexation by the Seljuk Turks in 1073, the city became known in many European languages as Angora. It was also known in Ottoman Turkish as Enguru. The form, Angora, is preserved in the names of breeds of many different kinds of animals, and in the names of several locations in the US. The region's history can be traced back to the Bronze Age Hattic civilization, which was succeeded in the 2nd millennium BC by the Hittites, in the 10th century BC by the Phrygians, and later by the Lydians, Persians, Greeks, Galatians, Romans, Byzantines, and Turks. The oldest settlements in and around the city center of Ankara belong to the Hattic civilization, which existed during the Bronze Age and was gradually absorbed c. 2000 to 1700 BC by the Indo-European Hittites. The city grew significantly in size and importance under the Phrygians starting around 1000 BC, and experienced a large expansion following the mass migration from Gordion, after an earthquake which severely damaged that city around that time. In Phrygian tradition, King Midas was venerated as the founder of Ankara, but Pausanias mentions that the city was actually far older, which accords with present archaeological knowledge. Phrygian rule was succeeded first by Lydian and later by Persian rule, though the strongly Phrygian character of the peasantry remained, as evidenced by the gravestones of the much later Roman period. Persian sovereignty lasted until the Persians' defeat at the hands of Alexander the Great, who conquered the city in 333 BC. Alexander came from Gordion to Ankara and stayed in the city for a short period. After his death at Babylon in 323 BC and the subsequent division of his empire among his generals, Ankara and its environs fell into the share of Antigonus. Another important expansion took place under the Greeks of Pontus, who came there around 300 BC and developed the city as a trading center for the commerce of goods between the Black Sea ports and Crimea to the north, Assyria, Cyprus, and Lebanon to the south, and Georgia, Armenia and Persia to the east. By that time the city also took its name Ankara, which, in slightly modified form, provides the modern name of Ankara. In 278 BC, the city, along with the rest of central Anatolia, was occupied by a Celtic group, the Galatians, who were the first to make Ankara one of their main tribal centers, the headquarters of the Tectosages tribe. Other centers were Pessinus, today's Balihisa, for the Trosiemai tribe, and Tavium, to the east of Ankara, for the Telistobogi tribe. The city was then known as Ankara. The Celtic element was probably relatively small in numbers, a warrior aristocracy which ruled over Phrygian-speaking peasants. However, the Celtic language continued to be spoken in Galatia for many centuries. At the end of the 4th century, Saint Jerome, a native of Dalmatia, observed that the language spoken around Ankara was very similar to that being spoken in the northwest of the Roman world near Trier. The city was subsequently passed under the control of the Roman Empire. In 25 BC, Emperor Augustus raised it to the status of a polis and made it the capital.